A drawing of this dream. As you see here, this is me, and there's people outside in front of the towers, and here are the twin towers, this dream, and here are 3 airplanes that I've seen, 3 airplanes that hovered over the twin towers inside this particular dream I just had. Now we are finished with the dreams in section 1. So please allow me to present to you proof or evidence that will show my dreams and drawings in section 1 had all come to pass. Number 1 is S1 1AD. I believe S1 1AD was about the coming Concorde tragedy, and I believe S1 1AD was fulfilled in the year 2000. Here's a BBC News article which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. In July 25, 2000, a Concorde jet bound for New York had crashed shortly after taking off from Parrish. And I have a BBC News article about this incident, or this dream. As you see there, the Concorde. And I have the same drawing that I've drawn about the triangular black aircraft that hovered over an airport. And I believe this dream I had here was about the Concorde, like I said earlier. Number 2 is S1 2AD. S1 2AD was fulfilled in the year 2006. Here's a New York Daily News article which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. In October 12, 2006, Corey Lindell, a Yankees pitcher, fiery plane crashed into a high-rise building. Corey Lindell and his flight instructor were killed. I have the Daily News article here about this incident. As you see there, there's fire coming out this apartment building because of this Yankee pitcher's plane which crashed in this apartment building. And also, I have this a Daily News article that show where the plane crashed. The plane crashed here in the middle between 2 other buildings. See, the incident was here. The plane crash incidents took place here, which were centered between 2 other buildings, just like I dreamt about. See, the plane that came and headed towards the center building, which was stationed between 2 other buildings. The next and last number in this segment is the number 3. Number 3 is the last number in letter A, section 1. Number 3 is S1 3AD. I believe S1 3AD were about the coming Russia and Brazil plane incident. And I believe S1 3AD were fulfilled in the year 2006 and 2007. Here's a BBC News article which speaks about the fulfillment of this specific dream. In August 22, 2006, a Russian plane has crashed in eastern Ukraine minutes after sending a distress signal, killing all 170 people aboard. And I have a BBC News article about that incident here, as you see, about the Russian plane crash. And here's the MSNBC news report which talks about the fulfillment of my prophetic statement I made in my dream about Brazil. In July 18, 2007, a TAM airline Airbus A320 burst into flames after it tried to land on a short-range slick runway. Death toll were over 100. And here's an MSNBC report about this Brazilian plane crash, which I prophetically spoken about in this particular dream. Next is section 1, letter B. Here's my proof or evidence that shows my dream in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S1 1.1515 BRWD. I believe S1 1.1515 BRWD was about the arrival of MTV to Times Square. And I believe S1 1.1515 BRWD was fulfilled in 1997. I will read a New York Times article which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. In July 13, 1997, MTV will begin live broadcast in September from ambiguous new studios. The 20,000 square foot studio will occupy the mezzanine level of Viacom building at 1515 Broadway. Number 2 is S1 1BSD. S1 BSD was fulfilled in 2007. Here's a Newsday.com report which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. In August 8, 2007, tornadoes like the one that touched down Wednesday in Brooklyn and Staten Island are rarity in New York. Meteorologists believe Wednesday's storm produced the first tornado in Brooklyn since 1889. And I have the Newsday.com report about those two tornadoes, one which landed in Brooklyn and the other one which landed in Staten Island. The next and last number in this segment is the number 3. Number 3 is the last number in letter D, section 1. Number 3 is S11BCD. S11BCD was, I'm sorry, let me show the dream drawing also about the tornadoes that I dreamt about. And I just already showed the Brooklyn Staten Island article, which about the two tornadoes that landed. One landed in Brooklyn and the other one landed in Staten Island. Okay. Number 3 is S11BCD. S11BCD was fulfilled in 2007. I will read a CNN news article which writes about the fulfillment of my dream. In August 2nd, 2007, the I-35W bridge over the Mississippi in Minneapolis collapsed during rush hour, plunging dozens of cars and their occupants into the river. 11 people were killed. Next is section 1, letter C. Here's my proof of evidence that shows in this segment that my dream had come to pass. Number 1 is S11CD. I believe S11CD was about the coming space shuttle Columbia disaster. I believe S11CD was fulfilled in 2003. I will read a Wikipedia.org news report which speaks about the fulfillment of my dream. In February 1st, 2003, Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated over Texas during re-entry into Earth's atmosphere with the loss of 7 crew shortly before concluding its 28th mission. And I have a picture of the 7 crew people that died in the Space Shuttle Columbia when Space Shuttle Columbia made re-entry back into the Earth's atmosphere. And I also have another picture of the Space Shuttle breaking up, falling out of the sky. And as you see here, it looks like 2 shooting star-like objects. And this is why I believe this particular dream came to pass, because I have a drawing of what I showed earlier about this particular dream. 2 shooting star-like objects which fell from a sunny sky. And the last thing I see in this particular dream, like I said earlier, was 2 black objects which were stationed on a bed of grass, which represented birth charge remains of Space Shuttle Columbia. Next is section 1, letter E. Here's my proof of evidence that will show my dreams in this segment had all come to pass. Number 1 is S11ED. I believe S11ED was about the common shooter incident that took place at the Empire State Building. And I believe S11ED was fulfilled in 1997. Here's a CNN news piece which talks about the fulfillment of my dream. In February 24th, 1999, February 24th, 1997, a man opened fire on an observation deck of the Empire State Building, killing 1 person and wounding 6 before shooting himself in the head. And here's a CNN article about this situation. You see there, top the exploding person is the Empire State Building. And here's the person that had done the shooting on the observation deck. His name is Abu Hamar. You can see here, this is the person. And he also had taken himself out after he shot people at the observation deck. And remember the drawing that I made about the incident, about the dream. I picked up that something was eerie around, or was an eerie feeling around the Empire State Building.